Alright guys, what we got here is a Fairbanks Morse throttle governor engine, Z model, 2 horse. That's the 2 horse on the cover. That's the exact one I got. And what we're going to do today is I'm just going to go over all the grease fittings here. I do have to clean the glass for the oil for cylinder oil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take it all apart and clean it up so it's nice and pretty inside. You can actually see it. See, it's all grainy. Can't really make out. I mean, you can definitely see the oil, but it just doesn't look great. But that's what we're going to do today also. But I'm just going to go over this, do a little overview at what parts you're looking at, just in case you buy one and you don't have a manual. These right here, these are called grease cups. There's 3 of them on this motor. See that? I gotta put some grease in it. These are fine threads. So what you do is I always loosen them all up, get them all out of here, every single one. Now the right and left, it don't matter, but the center one, is smaller than the grease cups that go on the bearing. So if you go try to put the one in the center, it ain't gonna go on at all. So it's a nice way not to mix them up, I guess. So alright guys, see you in a bit. Alright guys, what you do, take your grease gun here, you go to Napa, wherever you can, just get some grease, some heavy duty synthetic grease, and you fill them up. Now when I bought this motor, it had play in the bearings, so I took the bearings off and I ordered me up some shims for it years ago. So it doesn't have any play at all in it. And in the manual, it does speak of that. After a certain amount of time, you'll get some wear. And the wear could be either just from running long periods without oil, which that's what I think happened to this one, or just from wear of using the machine over and over. Which that could be the case too, but I still think that someone just didn't decide to do the proper maintenance on this machine. So when you screw these cups back on, you're going to notice they're going to get really tight. Well, that's because there's a tube, and that grease is going down that tube. And just keep on cranking until you can't crank anymore. Alright, there we go. Okay. Clean my hands off here. Clean some of this excess oil off here. I mean grease. Some of this grease off here. Grease, oil. Same stuff still comes from the ground, right? Petroleum-based product. I usually take the grease and I just wipe it down. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. So that takes care of that. Now next, you want to make sure your exhaust is free and your rocker through your intake and your valve and your spring is free also. That's pretty dang good. Well, we're still going to oil it up though, guys. I use for lubrication because these are some very critical parts. I just use some transmission fluid. Pour it all on there. And then I rock itself. There we go. That sounds good. That sounds real good. And pour some on the throttle. Pour some on the governor. And these gears back here. Now when you're going to do a dry crank, guys, you always unplug your spark plug. We got some good compression right here. We're good to go there. Okay. Next up on the list is one more grease point. I gotta show you guys it. It's really hard to see. Yeah, grease point right there. Okay, guys, so I got that lubed up there. Apologize you couldn't see it, but it was pretty awkward me holding the phone up here and put the grease gun here. I mean, if I had a third hand, it'd be alright, but next we got to clean up the spark plug. See, that's pretty rusty. It's been in there over 2 years. But point's still clean though, isn't it? So that's a good sign. But yeah, we gotta clean this up here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take just going to take some steel wool, and I'm just going to gently brush away the dirt, or should I say rust, that build up around the threads. I'm not looking to put pressure on this that way it rounds off these threads. No, I'm just looking to clean them up. See how shiny it's getting now? That's what you want. See that right there? That's fine. That's good. Then, after that, you just get a dab of oil. Put it around there. There we go. So, that's good. Now, we'll put it back in the block. This takes a 1-inch ratchet or crescent wrench, whatever you got on hand. You don't want to crank it down, guys, because you'll ruin the threads or you'll crack your spark plug in it. And then you're in for a world of trouble then. So we'll plug her back in here. And one good way to check if your Magneto's working right, well, there's actually several ways, but you can take the spark plug out, lay it on top of here, get a pair of channel locks or vice grips, something with a rubber handle, and then if you can crank it or have a buddy crank it and look and see if you got spark. If you don't want to go that route, you can always take the wire off, put it almost against the spark plug but not where it's touching, and you will see it actually it'll look like a bolt of lightning jumping to the spark plug. That's when you know you got a good magneto. And I'll also tell you if your magneto's dying too, because if it's a weak spark, then you'll know something's up. But it'll be big and strong, and then you'll know you're okay. You're okay. The other thing too you can do, what I do, I crank it, I put my hand right on the cable, and you can feel the electricity flow right through this. So you know it's running. It might not be running, like I said before, at peak performance, but you know it's working. So you check the vent here, make sure it's okay, it ain't clogged up, it's fine. Now we'll check the fuel tank here. This is the reserve tank for you to prime the motor. Just sucks the gas out first, then it goes to the fuel tank, and this right here is what controls it. This little throttle right here, and it looks like that little throttle right there, it might need some persuasion, so we'll put some blaster on it. Well, you know what? Get some, where's it at? No. Yeah, this'll work. There's no real easy way to do this one. You just right up there. Nope. So that's gotta be soaking overnight, because this gotta move. Because if this is open, like I said, it'll suck the fuel from here, and then when the motor finally catches, you just close it, and then you dial this in what needs to be adjusted, and then you'll be good to go. And I don't understand this either, but Fairbanks, they made a nice little design here. This, they didn't really make a design at all. Not saying it's homemade or nothing, because I've seen other models like this, but they could have done a better job, because unless you have a rag on this, these edges can get kind of sharp. And I have cut my fingers up a few times. But this here is the drain. It drains the cylinder out. And this one right here is for the fuel. This drains the fuel out. But yeah, that's it, guys. All right, we'll get to the cleaning of the oiler now. All right, guys. Just want to let you know it takes this 11/16 wrench to take this section off here. There's a sight glass in here, and when you take these off, guys, be very careful, because this is all brass and glass, so everything's brittle on this thing. Nothing's nothing you can really crank on. So you see, that's the globe case, and that's the sight glass itself. You just pull that out there. It's got two rubber O-rings on it. Someone put that on there. Actually, I believe that was me. Can't exactly remember, but I believe it was. So these, you just wiggle them back and forth. Cups. It helps to also take this off. This right here is a needle valve, and there's a threaded end on it with a spring. Well, no, I'm sorry, this one doesn't have a spring. I have seen with springs though. But what it does is it tells the flow of oil. So, oh boy. This is gonna be fun. Alright, I need 12. It's a hair bigger. Alright, there we go. 7/16 takes this nut off here. And you want to take this nut off. And the reason why is because there's a cylinder in here. You remove the cylinder. And then after you remove the cylinder, these cups should come off. Key word, should come off. So what I do is I give it a little tap. Alright guys, I'll be back. I'm gonna go get this soaking. Okay guys, well, I got the oiler soaking up right now, so it's gonna be an overnight job when I have it soak up, but I got the bottom one done. All you do is just take some white vinegar or some window cleaner, you put it in there, splash it around in a little bowl, and when you see all the oil risen from the top, then you take it out and you take a rag and you take something that's smaller than this diameter, you put it in there and you just go around with it until it's clean, just like that. So that's it guys, that's pretty much how you do it for the little one and the big one. So, if you guys like this content, be sure to give thumbs up, thumbs down. Later.